everybody, and we are here with Snapshot 21w40a, the latest in the Minecraft development builds. We got a little bit of world generation changes, some mob spawning changes, and ore distribution, which maybe you could consider that part of world generation. But let's cover all of it in today's video. We're actually going to start off with the ore distribution chart. Still not final, but almost. I love this. This is the 6th generation of this. And so mainly what we're going to be paying attention to is right here. So these are all the different ores. Black is coal, white is iron, gold, emerald, diamond, lapis, gold. Wait, what is this? I called this gold, but it's actually copper, and then redstone as well. So some changes to this are that the air, so right here on diamond, reduced air exposure. So if they're exposed to air, now there are less diamonds that will show up if they have an air block next to them. I guess the world generation will be like, no, and then like take them out. So iron ore will now generate above 80. So way up in the mountains also, you can see that you get a higher distribution way up high. So up here in the peaks, you should get more iron ore above level 80. There's this little gap right here between, looks like 72 and 80, where there is no iron. And finally, this little line down here is extra gold will generate below negative 48. So we can see negative 48 here. Now we're just going to have a constant amount of gold, so you can find hopefully more gold lower down. So it looks like there's, if you're looking for diamond, lapis, and gold below negative 48, that is a great place to look. If you're going for iron, it looks like 16 would be the perfect place to look. If you're going for copper, 48 is the place to look for that. Everything else, especially with like how iron just gets more easier to find at the higher peaks, that's not really a great strategy for strip mining. Maybe for like a quarry, if you want to find the highest mountain to get iron at the top. Same thing with emerald and copper. I mean, sorry, this is coal. I mean, coal is just something you just find, like, you know, you just find it when you need it, right? Like who's strip mining for coal? So that is a little bit of ore changes. This is the spawn of my world. I think I have my video settings. Yeah, I have it way high up here. Let's turn this down just a bit. Okay, so this is kind of a view of a little bit of the changes to world generation. Obviously, this is just a tiny little, this is crazy right here. This is just a sliver. Everyone's worlds will be so different. I have no idea. This is just insane what's going on right here. So here are some of the tweaks that have happened. I'm just going to read this right off of the blog post. Non-cave biomes no longer change with height. So no more savannas in the sky and things like that. Next, tweaked the relative size of some biomes to match 1.17 a bit closer, which I really like because we were finding biomes that were like 5 blocks big. Okay, like that just didn't make any sense. And just looking at this from that forest to the birch forest, this is like a tall birch forest actually. Oh, that's really cool. And then into the taiga. These look like large enough biomes to actually matter, right? If you were trying to set up a base in a large birch forest, you're not going to find a 5x5 biome. Oh, wow. And we got massive large taiga over here. Oh, and look at this. A lush cave biome is under here because we have the azalea tree. So we should see lush caves down here. Let me give myself night vision. Okie dokie, and we do see it. This is something I was going to get to, but we're here, so let's go ahead and cover it. And that is that axolotls should spawn now inside of these biomes. And it may be because I am in spectator that we're not seeing anything spawn in here, but axolotls should now spawn in the biome, so in lush caves. And it looks like we'll also get tropical fish in here, which is really cool because A, tropical fish can be difficult to find if you cannot find a warm ocean, and B, these axolotls eat tropical fish. That is how you breed them up, is you get tropical fish in a bucket and then breed up an axolotl. So it makes sense that there would be tropical fish in the biome that the axolotl is found in. Oh, look, here's a tropical fish right now, just chilling. Whenever I'm in spectator mode, all the mobs kind of just freeze, so I have to switch into creative mode before they like wake up and start moving. But we do have tropical fish. This one is spawning in a little stream of water. Poor little guy. He didn't know what for. Looks like more tropical fish over here. We got, oh wow, yeah, look at that. Lots of tropical fish. I love it. I love it. These lush cave biomes are really coming along. Still have not seen an axolotl yet. I want to find an axolotl before the video ends, hopefully, in one of these biomes. That would be nice. Moving on, the biomes have just been increased in size. So, like I was talking about when I was mentioning the 1.17 biome change, and is that biomes can sometimes be like really teeny tiny. So they mentioned that they tweaked the size and they'll end up being larger biomes, which I like. They fixed some aquifer issues. So this is like a lava aquifer right here. We had some water aquifers over here. I just love I want to find a cave like this and build my base in it once 1.18 comes out. I absolutely love it. So we have a few aquifers around this. Maybe this is just a lush cave biome, how it generates with little pools of water. But those have been tweaked a bit. So if you had a seed that worked in the previous snapshot, that seed will change a little bit in this snapshot. The frequency of magma blocks inside of water has been increased. Do I see any magma blocks? Do I see? Aha! Magma block. Look at that. It's perfect. Those magma cubes, I like to call them magma cubes, even though they're blocks, but that's the name of a mob. Anyway, so we have some of those in there, which is great because if you are exploring this underwater, you can take a breath on those. So you can catch your breath on those blocks. Increased the amount of dungeons, and it says especially below height 0, which now that I'm reading that bullet point, I don't know if I've ever seen a dungeon below 0 before. So it may have been that the code just wouldn't allow it. So here is a dungeon that is below 0. You can see all of the deep slate around here. And so that is nice that if you are exploring the deep dark, not quite, but if you're exploring under 0, you can come across a dungeon every once in a while, which I really like. It says that the villages are a little bit more spread out. This village was 500 blocks away. That's a lot of blocks away from me. But there you go. So villages will not happen. Basically, that just means that they're less frequent villages. And it says removed water lake features. Aquifers provide local water levels. So water lake features. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Okay, moving off of world generation onto mob spawning. Is this an aquifer? This looks like an aquifer right here. We got an aquifer? Or is this water? What is this? Cave entrance? I have no idea what's going on here. Moving on to mob spawning. So I already mentioned that axolotls will now spawn in the appropriate biome, which is the Lush Cave biome, which is, wow, this is a very watery cave system. I would not want to find that if I was in survival. No, sir. I'd just... Oh, look at it. Look at the... Okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. So, glow squid, which we saw earlier in that lush cave, which I think is over here, now will only spawn below 30. So, currently in 1.17, that's like below 60, like 3. So, you can just make a really dark spot right on the surface. Well, that is no longer true. So you're going to have to go much deeper in order to, if you want to like have a glow squid farm. So below 30 is how you'll get glow squid. Cod, salmon, pufferfish, tropical fish, squid, and dolphins now spawn in water from heights 50 to 64. And that makes a lot of sense. That means that if you're below 50, you're not going to be getting cod and salmon and dolphin in your caves, which so basically more near the surface of your world is where you're going to get those animals, which makes sense because you're really only going to want to see those animals in lakes and in oceans, and not at like negative, 20. So that makes a lot of sense. Dripstone Caves can now spawn zombies. It was taken out, so they can once again spawn zombies, but they can also spawn drowned. So if you have an aquifer inside of a dripstone cave, then you have the chance of getting a drowned. And look at how cool these two biomes are. You got the Lush Caves and the Dripstone Caves combined. Amazing. This really makes me want to have more than just basically 3 cave biomes. Like Lush Caves, Dripstone Caves, and normal caves. Can we not get some more cave biomes? It's way too late at this point. There's no way we're getting another one, but gosh darn it, I love them. And goats no longer spawn on snowy peaks. So those are the changes for the Snapshot 21w40a. Now, there's one more change that's kind of a small change, and it's Bedrock Layers generate dependent on the world seed now, which doesn't seem like that big of a change, but it actually is. So the Bedrock Layer was like locked on any world. It would have the same Bedrock Layer, and this is true in the overworld and in the Nether. And so you could actually basically tell someone, hey, there's going to be a 1 Bedrock Layer spot at your world at these exact coordinates, because everyone's world had the exact same Bedrock Layer. So that has now changed. So sadly, we can't just tell people like, hey, if you're trying to tunnel through the Bedrock Layer in the Nether, go to these exact coordinates. That's no longer true. So you'll have to do your hunting for your own single layer of bedrock. That kind of just makes sense. Like, I think it was surprising to a lot of people that the Bedrock Layer was exactly the same depending, on every world. So it just kind of is another logical step. A lot of these things that have changed in this snapshot are just logical things. So I think it's logical that every world would have a different Bedrock Layer. My kind of first impressions from flying through the world and seeing how this is generating, I like this generation. Seems a lot more like normal Minecraft. Oh, look, we have a tiny, I think this is Snowy Slopes right here. Let's see this. It's a grove. Old growth birch forest. Grove. Okay, the grove has a, oh, frozen. Oh man, what was that? Frozen peaks. We got some frozen peaks right up in here. Next to this grove and stuff. That's a little bit weird. So this is the tiniest biomes that I was talking about before that, like, I kind of don't want to see these in Minecraft. They kind of seem like they break up world generation a lot. But in general, most of the world generation that I've seen reminds me a lot more of the normal Minecraft. That could just be the world that I'm in. It could just be, how, lucky or unlucky I've got. But in general, I am getting the feel of old Minecraft, and then we should still have these massive mountains and massive areas around. So we're going to get the best of both worlds, basically, in my opinion. So that is it for 21w40a. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel for future videos, and leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts about this snapshot or whatever is kicking around in your head. See you in the next video. Bye.